Hey everybody, Bobby Medina back with you with my good buddy Paul Barron, and going to answer a little question from Rick Pelletier about pedal tones. These can be used for therapeutic reasons. They get the blood flowing that washes away the lactic acid and it brings down swelling and can loosen you up.
So some people like to do these as a warm up to get that blood flowing and all your chops all loosened up and everything. For some, that's very beneficial. For others, that tends to spread their chops, and then it makes it too hard to get that focus back to start climbing a little bit higher up in the register in their practice.
Right. And some people like to use them in between exercises or in between playing phrases or tunes or whatever to kind of give them a rejuvenation, which they can do. I think one of the things we need to be aware of, one of the things I've noticed people do is that they overdo the pedal tones and they can give you a false sense of rejuvenation if they're done excessively. And what this will cause you to do is to reinforce bad habits.
And I think it's also important to note that you don't want to just like place the mouthpiece in whatever position that you can just get this loud flapping going, because that's not going to be as beneficial as if you keep the mouthpiece in a somewhat, consistent playing manner. You may need to shift as you get down into the extreme pedal register. I know I do. I shift the mouthpiece up a little bit to allow more top lip in there. But when I first started doing them, I had no benefits at all because I would just put the mouthpiece, somewhere and I could just make terrible animal noises and it didn't help me at all.
Yeah, and for me, I used to just put, I still can. I could literally not have my bottom lip in there at all and play pedal tones. And I used to use them like crazy years ago when I was in high school and college. But these days, for me, to be totally honest, I don't use pedal tones very much. I do use them if on occasion if I'm a little bit stiff. But for me, for warm-ups, I prefer to flutter my chops. And I think it's important to also point out that for some people, trumpet playing is very unique to each of us. So for some people, they are highly beneficial.
And for other people, they're absolute poison for the chops.
Yeah, so only you can really figure that out.
So Bobby mentioned that he doesn't do pedal tones all that often anymore. Whereas for me, I really feel that they're beneficial, and so I'll use them throughout my warm up. I don't start my first notes on pedal notes, but I'll go through an exercise. Let's say I'm doing Clark Studies 1, and I'll play through that pattern, and then finish it off with a low or a descending arpeggio down as low as I can within the key. Like, let's say if I'm starting on F sharp, I'll play an F sharp arpeggio down to pedal F sharp, maybe even the double pedal or the next chordal tones below that. And then I just wait for the tingling and that sensation to sort of rise and then subside. And then I'm ready to go on to the next section in my warm up.
And for others, you may prefer rather than to go down like in an arpeggio fashion, you may prefer just to do a scale down and extend it downward by one step each time. For some people, that just seems to work a little bit better. One thing that I would caution people, I'm not sure how you do these, but I'm gonna imagine you're not blasting these things out at double F, and I think that's one of the things that really causes people to get their chops spread. So be careful as to how loud, and experiment with it. You could be that if you're really stiff, maybe you do need to play them a little bit louder. But if you're feeling fairly normal, then maybe try backing off a little bit and just playing them sort of MF or maybe even MP.
So there's a little bit of advice on how to play pedal tones, when to use them, when not to use them. And again, you'll have to be your best judge. Experiment with these, find out how that they work for you and when to do them or not throughout the day. If you found these helpful and you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Trumpet Diagnostics.